everybody, welcome to City and County Credit Union's Tip Tuesday. My name is Bailey and I'm so glad that you're tuning in. As we head into spring, we're also entering prime home buying season. And in this market, it's been anything but predictable. And so that's why today we're talking about a really important part of the process, the inspection. And when we film Tip Tuesday, I think of it as opening up our front door, inviting you in for a cup of coffee to have a conversation. And so when we pick an organization to feature, we make sure they share the same mission that we do, empowering you to do more. That's why I'm very, very excited to introduce you to Value Home Inspections, a female-owned small business located right here in our community. And I have to tell you, we were given this goodie bag that is given to all of the people and all the homes that she does inspections for, including a guide, which as a homeowner, I probably should have known all of this, and a ton of different goodies to get you through. And so enjoy the interview, and if you have any questions that weren't answered, drop them in the comments below and Emerald will answer. Hi everybody, I am so excited to introduce you to Emerald Sawyer, owner of Value Home Inspections. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Good. And I bought in 2 houses myself, and I feel like the inspection for me was never a question if we were going to do it, but I know a lot of things are changing. So we're going to talk through just what the home buying market looks like right now. But for starters, I would love to hear more about your story and how you started your own business.
For sure. So back in 2018, I purchased my first home and I had my own home inspection that was performed. And in my opinion, it was below the standards of practice. I wasn't educated on my home. I didn't know anything. So I walked into my home blind and I just thought to myself, is there any way that I could make this experience better for first-time home buyers? And that's pretty much how I started my business.
Kudos to you, because buying a home is already stressful enough, and you walked in not knowing, but then already, diving in to make the experience better. And for us at City and County, we know the home buying process is overwhelming. And so that's why it really felt like a great partnership for us to chit chat. And so moving forward, we talked about the market. It's crazy right now. And, some people have even said, skip the inspection. It's fine. Just move forward. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I would advise against that. I think it's very important to have a home inspection. You want to know the condition of the home. You want to know what you're getting into. You want to be educated on certain things. So when you do get the keys and you walk in, you're ready to go. Without that home inspection, you're accepting the home as is and whatever comes along with it. So please do not waive your home inspection.
I could not agree more. That is great advice. And so now I'd love also to walk through, if I were to hire you for an inspection, what's the process? What do you look like? Because I know for me, when I walked into my now house, I walked in and I was completely blindsided of oh my gosh, I could picture my furniture here. I could, making dinner. I never once looked at is the ceiling cracked? Or how does the outside siding look? So I'd love to know from your perspective, what can we inspect when we go through an inspection?
Absolutely. So we inspect from roof to basement. We check all of the systems and components. We want to make sure that things are running smoothly. If not, you will be notified during the walkthrough as well as the report. The report you usually get the same day. It should be easy to read, easy to follow and understand. So those are the main things that you can expect.
I know, it's a tongue twister. I love it.
Expect, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and when I got my inspection, I even got some things as the current homeowner of the house. When we were working with the buyers at the time, it was hey, you need to change this light bulb. So sometimes it can be really simple, right? You forgot to change the light bulb and it's not working, so change it out. But it also could be bigger things. And from a curiosity standpoint, what are some of the biggest things that are absolutely not, if this from your inspection pops up, this should end your purchase agreement right now?
Honestly, I would say from my experience, it's usually a whole bunch of defects just kind of compiled on top of each other. So if there's something wrong with the electrical, that's one thing, or the plumbing or the roof. But when it's all of that combined, especially for a first-time home buyer, it can be really overwhelming. So is this a fixer-upper? Is it something that needs a little bit of TLC? And can you afford that? So that's really what can derail a sale for first-time home buyers in my experience.
And I love the DIY trend that's right now, and I'm guilty of it myself, where I thought I was going to come in and redo my whole kitchen, and then reality kind of sat in to say what is realistic to change out. And I think you mentioning price point is just so important. And then also, so typically, I guess I'm just not familiar with this process, but if I want to work with you as an inspector, how do I schedule that with you? Is it something that I have to work through my realtor? What does that process look like to book with you specifically?
Yeah, there's tons of different ways you can do it. You can either reach out to me directly. There's a link to schedule an inspection. Sometimes the realtors do it for their clients. So there's many different ways to get a hold of me, but definitely online.
Awesome. And this is a little elevator pitch question, but there's so many inspectors to use. Why should I work with you?
I feel like for me, my touch with being a first-time home buyer is what kind of separates me from other inspectors. So not just the technical side, but also from experience. My house was pretty much my guinea pig. So when I was doing my training, I'm like, okay, so that's why that's doing that, or that's that crack. Okay, that makes sense. So being able to have that actual experience helps first-time home buyers as well, because I can say, I totally relate to you. I've had droppings, there's droppings there, but when I reached out to a pest control company, they took care of everything and I never saw them ever again. Don't worry about that. So just having that peace of mind and knowing that everything will be okay.
So one thing that I love about Emerald is she came in and she said, I actually brought something with to give this great home buyer's tip. And for me, I actually need to learn this lesson. And so here we go. We're just going to pass the buck to you and give us your little hot tip.
Okay, so I have right here a filter for your furnace. I have inspected quite a few homes and the filter is completely dirty. So they are being forgotten to be swapped out. So when you do change your furnace or change your filter, right here, there's an arrow and it says airflow. Make sure that this arrow is pointed towards the furnace, not the other way around. So when you insert it, just make sure that the arrow is facing the furnace. That's it, it's that simple. And change it every 3 months, once a year, a month. It usually has it on here. This says every 3 months. But if you have pets, or if there's anything that would make you have more pollutants, it's probably better if you do change it out a little bit more often than every 3 months. So just check your furnace, check your filter, set a reminder on your phone, like every month or once a month, to change your filter so you don't forget, because it is very easy to forget.
That's a really great tip, because I will say we had to get our furnace worked on this year because we had an issue and the person came in, the repairman, and he was like, when was the last time you changed this? It was embarrassing. So I think setting a reminder, and I highly recommend working with Emerald just because who brings a furnace filter to an interview? I love it. That's right. Who does it?
I do.
And so Emerald, thank you so much for coming here today. We're going to post a link directly to our website so you can schedule an inspection in our comments so you can get connected. But with that, I just want to say thank you for coming today.
And thank you so much for having me. This has been fun. Thank you, ladies.
Absolutely.